if it's not if it's not given enough time, and if it weren't for maybe some special circumstances, the most I could see out of their relationship would be like hate sex, just hate fucking all the time. And maybe another scenario I could see them getting together would be them meeting up at a bar or something and just having a lot of sky whiskey. Yes, I believe that is a thing. And if it's not a thing, then Nerdcore should have made it a thing. But yeah, that's my headcanon. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing with Stormhugs. There's so much headcanon territory available. But anyway, after too much sky whiskey, they would realize, oh, they're in the same bar together, and it's maybe a bar where everyone's welcome, even Cyclonians. Okay, maybe not Cyclonians. And they just have a drunken conversation and end up sleeping together. And also, there's this freaking adorable piece of fan art on DeviantArt of Starling and Repton of their child, and it is the cutest thing ever. I mean, seriously, I looked at this baby, at this potential baby between them, and I just melted. It was just so goddamn adorable. I'll put a link in the description for it, because seriously, it is so fucking cute. It's so cute, and it's dressed in a little onesie, and it has hair like Starling and a little tail, and it's so cute! It's so cute! Okay, I think, whoa, 11 minutes into the video, and I'm talking about Repton and Starling, so yeah, I've done my part for this pairing. But yeah, I do ship Repton and Starling. I just think that it's a really tricky ship. It's really tricky. You really have to do it. It would be really hard for these two to get together romantically because, you know, with the whole squadron killing off thing. So yeah, I do like the ship, but it would be very difficult, and I don't like it as much as Stork and Starling. That's my main Starling ship. Except for maybe Wolverine and Starling. And even then, nah, Stork and Starling's my Starling OTP. And my Stork OTP. It's the only pairing I have for Stork, so of course it has to be my Stork OTP. But enough of my rambling. Getting on to the next pairing that DPZ talked about is Finn and Suzu. Now, I personally don't ship this. I don't mean to bash on your pairings, DBZ. I really don't. And I can see, but the thing is, I don't ship this, but I can see why people do. That's the thing with a lot of pairings, and a lot of Stormbox pairings especially, but a lot of pairings, I don't ship them, but I can see why people do, and so I can understand why they don't. And if circumstances were different, maybe I would ship them. But with Finn and Suzu, yeah, I understand why he ships them, because the two are very fun-loving, and the scenarios he mentioned and thought up for these two are just so adorable. I mean, seriously, if you thought of, like, Finn whining about, not getting any girls, and then Suzu suggesting maybe it's just because it's humans, and then he's like, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting? And then she's like, yeah, I am. But, yeah, it's adorable, or it's durable. That's a new word nowadays. But, yeah, it is pretty cute, it is really adorable, and really funny. It's really funny. So, but, I personally I think it's really cute, and really funny, but it's not enough to make me ship it. There really were not hard. I don't think there were any interactions between Finn and Dove. Not Finn, Dove, Finn and Suzu. But then again, that's a very poor excuse. That's a very hypocritical, stupid, poor excuse coming from me, who ships Junko and Dove, and they only had one interaction, and it was nothing romantic, unfortunately. And I also ship Starling and Triton, or do I? I don't know. That's an I don't know. It's a question mark. But yeah, with Finn and Suzu, I do see why some people might ship them, but I personally think it's I just don't think so. I prefer Finn ending up with either Dove or Perry, and Suzulu with Billy Rex. I know, boring, same species. I know, very boring, but yeah. And speaking of Perry, oh my gosh, this final ship. Again, I'm not bashing, but Cyclonus and Perry. My gosh. My gosh, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh. I will say that there's a lot of potential for this ship, and I like it. Well, I dislike, and I certainly like it a lot more than Cyclonus and Piper, for example. Oh my gosh, Cyclonus and Piper. Again, I'm not bashing anyone. If anyone out there who's watching this video who likes this ship, I'm really sorry, but I'm really not a fan of that ship. But we can bond about other stuff. I mean, if you ship them, then you obviously like Stormhawks. We could just bond over that. It's okay. We're all friends here. I mean, we kind of have to be. Our fandom is kind of in danger here, so yeah. But yeah, Cyclonus and Perry, on the other hand, it sits well. It sits better in my stomach than Cyclonus and Piper. Cyclonus and Perry, especially the way that Dipazilla made it, because when I thought about it, it could be really similar to the Legend of Hades and Persephone. And for those of you who are watching this video and who don't know the Legend of Hades and Persephone, I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to explain it better than DPZ. Ha! Because I won't trip over my words. But no, I'm just kidding, DBZ. Your explanation was really good. But yeah, the story of Hades and Persephone is that Hades is the god of the and this is from Greek mythology, just so you know. But Hades is the god of the underworld and, well, the ruler of the underworld and god of death and all that stuff. And basically, he's single and alone, and he hates being single. And one day he kidnaps a goddess named Persephone. She is the daughter of Demeter. Demeter is the goddess of harvest and plants and farming and all that good stuff. But the thing is, when Persephone is kidnapped by Hades and brought to the underworld, Demeter just like goes into a kind of depression and basically brings about winter. Because before this happened, there was no winter. And yet, there was no winter, there was just spring, or rather just summer all year long. And when Hades kidnapped Persephone, Demeter just went full circle and was just so devastated that she kind of stopped the world from growing. And because the world was quintessentially dying, the gods sent a message to Hades saying, "You gotta bring Persephone back." But Hades was like, "No, she's my wife now." And by this time, I'm guessing, by this time Persephone was still pissed off at Zeus. Not Zeus, Hades, I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't trip over my words, and I did. But, yeah. However, Hades said, fine, she can go back, so long as she hasn't eaten anything from the underworld. Because there's this thing where if you're in the underworld and you eat something from the underworld, then you can never go back. Then you can never leave. It's weird. I know. But basically, Persephone could have gone back, except she had eaten a pomegranate. So that basically meant that she couldn't leave. However, so Hades is like, ha ha, I win. But then Zeus, he stepped in, Zeus, the king of the gods, and he settled an agreement between Demeter, Persephone, and Hades. Persephone would stay with her mother for 9 months of the year, but then for the last 3 months, she would go and live with her husband Hades. And during the months where Persephone was with her mother, Demeter would basically let the world grow and keep it alive, but while she was in the underworld, it would basically bring winter and everything would wither away.